Capitol Reef is one of the Big Five national parks in Utah, a rugged, rocky barrier of domes and canyons caused by an upthrust in the Earth's crust. The reef contains many canyons. Most of the watercourses predate the upthrust, managing to carve through the rock as it rose. Along the Nodum Road, south of the visitor centre, a trio of quality technical canyons cut through the reef, of which Burro Wash is the northernmost. You can set up a car shuffle with an hour drive, but surely the loop hike is the more enjoyable, hiking up the reef with fantastic views all around, into the canyons, along the reef and beyond. Camping, boondocking on the park boundary in BLM land is possible, and also the closest parking to the canyon. Or as I did, you can park on the tarmac road. Burro Wash is signed and there's a large pull-out on the Bullfrog to Nottam Road. And then you walk up the wash. However, before you start, make sure you register for a free canyon permit from the ranger station or through their website. It had rained 3 days in a row prior to my visit, so I was expecting a wet canyon. Well, I've wandered up Burro Wash for 2 miles, maybe more, into a bit of narrows through here. And I've exited out onto a narrowish prominent ridge on the map that I picked. Beautiful views on the approach hike. I know some people don't like to do this long walk, but certainly a very nice experience. The maximum temperature today is mid-50s. Lovely temperature for walking in shorts and t-shirt. Looking out to the Henrys, you can see the snow dusting from the last 3 days. Just a mass expanse of slick rock. It sure is a convoluted ridge system. I guess that's just the Navajo for you. I retrieved this anchor from the top there where people had rappelled. I managed to down climb off the side. Once you've been up here a few times, you'll get to know which of the high points you just bypass underneath. 2.5 hours from the car now on this big divide at the top of the Navajo. So I'm going to go down here into the top of Burro Wash, just at the bottom of the wind gate. Don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I didn't really find much evidence of previous human passage through here. Don't know what that means, whether not many people do it or you just get weathered away. I was 3 hours 10 from the car park to the top of Burro Wash, and of course I've come in before the wind gate slot, unfortunately. It's about half a mile down, just over to the main slot. The pools have all got water in, as you'd expect after 3 days of rain. Hiking down the wash, you eventually get to see these magnificent, massive sandstone cliffs, which of course the creek Burro Wash passes through. Managed to cut its way through while Capitol Reef was rising. You can see the dip, the anticline in the rock dipping down with the reef. Nice easy walk through, twisting, turning. It's very nice. A couple of sort of chimney spanning moves, and then I come to a single bolt. Well, it is 10 meters, 30 odd feet. Surprisingly dry underneath. Yeah, and straight away there's a pool I can bridge across. Another pool that I probably can't bridge across. Interesting sling. Yeah, these are the difficult decisions when you're by yourself. So clearly that anchor isn't for this drop, so it must be for the next drop. But why wouldn't they put a bolt in at the far side, whoever did it? I figure I'm going to go on, but then will I be able to climb back up here if I need to use it, or have to make my own? it is a bit of a slide. Another fault line and then 90-degree bend. There was definitely a creek flowing through here yesterday. The fault line junctions are quite remarkable when viewed from above. The canyon runs from the top of the screen to the bottom. The fault line exits to the right. It's then open sand walking for a bit. Been a few places where you can just walk out on slick rock to the north if you needed to. Then the final main section abruptly appears, a narrow, sinuous slot, snaking its way beneath deep walls, with an impressive amphitheatre or chamber deep inside. Oh, this was a little unexpected. Been walking at a nice gradual downhill angle, and then suddenly, wow, look at this. The creek drops down. My goodness, that's a big pothole, a deep pothole. And then creek goes past. From where my bag is, might not be easy to tell on the screen, mid-right, that tree has a lot of tape and slings around it. So you can abseil past the pothole. Here's the tree. The rope hit water. Haven't been able to tell if I can get around the pool on this side yet. Then we'll go past the tree to have a look. Okay, looking down. I might be able to swing across on the rope to stay dry. And then there's a much longer rappel down into a chamber that I can see has a pool. Yes, as it turns out, you can just walk down that wall while rappelling to avoid the pool at the bottom. Well, you couldn't tell. If you had gone through the pothole, you'd get underneath that chockstone through there. And then we have the longer rappel, 2 bolts down there. It does look like a large pool. Get the lip just about to go over. And yeah, I'm going to get a dry landing. Bottom of the rappel looking up. Yes, it's a lovely chamber. And then a narrow exit. At a final pool before the narrows open. Oh, and that's it. I think there were 2 more pools that required body spanning, but I'm out of the technical challenge. Just got to walk back to the car now. And then on the wander back are a couple of slots to go through. New footprints here, so people have been up for the day from the road. What a lovely hike. I promise you, it did rain for 3 days, and yet I went through Burro Wash and my shorts are dry. Burro Wash is a fun day out at Capitol Reef. The approach hike adds to the experience with fine views all around, although admittedly it's a shame to miss the upper Wingate slot. It's worth car camping nearby to enjoy sunrise and sunset over the reef, which places you in a position to visit the neighbouring Cottonwood Wash and 5 Mile Wash on other days.